Hello students, I welcome you to the SGV's Mahesh Cube College KCET classes. So in this video we will study about the first organic topic of second PUC, that is haloalkanes and haloarenes. Some of the important questions from haloalkanes and haloarenes for KCET. So I will go to the first question, that is nothing but what are the reagent and reaction conditions used for converting ethyl chloride to ethyl nitrite as the major product. So what the question is, they have asked here the ethyl chloride is nothing but what? CH3CH2Cl. CH3CH2Cl is the ethyl chloride. So it is converted into what they have asked? So ethyl nitrite means CH3CH2ONO. It is ethyl nitrite. So which reagent and which conditions we have to use? Now first one, that is a potassium nitrite with ethyl alcohol and water, and you have to heat it, delta. So here potassium nitrate if you take, in this K plus and NO2 minus. So this is a nucleophile. So this nucleophile will attack here carbon. This will come out with the potassium. So here we will get what? Ethyl nitrite. If you use a sodium nitrite with HCl, it is nothing but it is used for diazotization. So here if alcohol is there, then it will convert into diazo salt. If amines are there, then diazo salt. If they are stable, then they will survive. Then here next one is there potassium nitrate. So you will get here ethyl nitrite. So ethyl nitrile we get, but here ethyl nitrite we want. The next one silver nitrite is there. So silver nitrite AgNO2, it is covalent in nature. So NO2 minus. So if it attacks here, then you will get the product as CH3CH2NO2, that is nothing but nitroethane you will get. So here they have asked ethyl nitrite, that is nothing but the potassium nitrite with ethyl alcohol and water we have to use. The first option is correct one. So this is the first one. Then I will go with the next one. That is the second one. Elimination of bromine from 2-bromo-butane results in the formation. So here they have asked elimination reaction. So already know elimination reaction we have discussed. That is nothing but elimination reaction we have used alcoholic potassium hydroxide. So alcoholic potassium hydroxide we are using for elimination reaction. So alcoholic potassium hydroxide means there will be dehydrohalogenation. So let me explain. 2-bromobutane, I will write here 2-bromobutane. CH3 CHBr CH2 CH3. It is nothing but 2-bromobutane. So when you do elimination, we have to use dehydrohalogenation reagent, that is alcoholic potassium hydroxide. So what happens? The hydrogen and halogen will be eliminated. Dehydrohalogenation means elimination of hydrogen and halogen. So we have to eliminate hydrogen as well as halogen. So here we have beta and here also we have beta. This is alpha. So we have 2 beta carbon atoms. We have to eliminate the hydrogen from beta carbon atom. Now, if the 2 beta carbon atoms are there, then we have to eliminate where the less number of hydrogens are there. From that carbon atom, we have to eliminate the hydrogen. So here there are 3 hydrogens and here there are 2 hydrogens. So here less number of hydrogens are there. So here we can eliminate. Then we will get CH3, CH double bond, CH3 plus HBr. So this is nothing but what? Butene. So here the major product is, that is butene. That is option B is correct one. Then I will go with the next question. The next question is N-propyl bromide on treating with alcoholic potassium hydroxide. Just now I have explained about alcoholic potassium hydroxide. Alcoholic potassium hydroxide is nothing but it is used for what? Dehydrohalogenation. So here we are eliminating hydrogen as well as halogen. That is dehydrohalogenation reagent is alcoholic potassium hydroxide. Now we have to eliminate hydrogen and halogen. From where? N-propyl bromide. Now I will write N-propyl bromide. N is nothing but straight chain. So I will write here N-propyl bromide, that is CH3, CH2, CH2Br. N means it represents what? Straight chain. Then N-propyl bromide, when it is treated with alcoholic potassium hydroxide, Then we have to eliminate hydrogen from beta carbon atom. So this is alpha, this is beta. Then we will get CH3. Then we have eliminated hydrogen from beta carbon atom. Then CH2 plus HBr. That is nothing but propene. The product is propene. So here we can go for option D. Here we can go for option D. This is the answer for that. Then I will go with the next question. I will go with the next question. The next question is a mixture of 1 chlorobutane and 2 chlorobutane when it is treated with alcoholic potassium hydroxide. So 1 chlorobutane and 2 chlorobutane. So I will write first 1 chlorobutane. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2Cl. It is a 1 chlorobutane. So this is alpha and this is beta. Again alcoholic potassium hydroxide is there. It is used for dehydrohalogenation, elimination of hydrogen as well as halogen. So here from beta carbon atom we have to eliminate hydrogen. From alpha halogen. Then we will get the product as CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH2. Here we are getting what? But1 product we are getting when you use 1 chlorobutane. Similar, if you take 2 chlorobutane, if you take 2 chlorobutane, it is nothing but 2 chlorobutane. So when you are using alcoholic potassium hydroxide, again elimination reaction. So here this is alpha, this is beta and this one is beta carbon. We have to eliminate hydrogen from beta carbon atom which is containing less number of hydrogen. So from this carbon atom, so we will get CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3 plus HCl. So here also HCl. Now see here we are getting but2. With 1 chlorobutane we are getting but1. With 2 chlorobutane we are getting but2. Then we can go for option mixture of 1 butene and 2 butene. That is option D. Then I will go with the next question. The next question is, you can see, the next question is the reactivity order of alkyl halides for dehydrohalogenation. The reactivity order means, if you see the periodic table, the 17th group, that is the halogens. So down the group, the reactivity goes on increases. Down the group, the reactivity goes on increases. So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So highest reactivity is to iodine. So alkyl iodides are having higher order. Then we can go for option C here. See, iodide, chloride, bromide, fluoride. Sorry, this one, option B, because here down the group, reactivity goes on increases. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, down the group. So that is option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. This one is the correct answer because down the group the reactivity goes on increases. Then I will go with the next question. Here CH3MgBr, methyl magnesium bromide, is an organometallic compound. Methyl magnesium bromide is an organometallic compound due to. So organometallic compound means organo means already we know, organic means what? Carbon, metallic means metal. So organic means carbon, metal means, so you have to use a metal, carbon and metal. So due to that reason we will call it as organometallic. So you see magnesium Br, so metal is there but halogen is there. Carbon magnesium, carbon and metal is there. Then carbon and halogen, carbon and nitrogen. So organometallic, organo means carbon, metallic means metal. So here we can go for option B. Here we can go for option B. Sorry, here it is option B. Yes. That is a option B is the correct one. Organometallic means carbon and metal, carbon and metal. Then I will go with the next question. Next on Grignard reagent only. The question is on Grignard reagent only. Grignard reagent is not prepared in aqueous medium but prepared in a ether medium. For example, you can take here RX alkyl halide. If you treat with the magnesium, in the presence of ether only we will prepare the Grignard reagent, that is RMgX. Okay, but why can't we use water here? Because the reason is, here you can see, here only I will write. If I take CH3Cl alkyl halide and if I treat with magnesium in the presence of water, so water, it is amphoteric in nature. So what it does? It gives a hydrogen. So if it gives the hydrogen, then it will convert into CH4. Then the magnesium with OH and X remains. So here formation of hydrocarbon takes place. That's why we are not using aqueous medium, that is a water, in the presence of water. See the options. It is insoluble in water. The reagent is highly reactive in ether. Then the reagent reacts with the water. The reagent becomes inactive in water. Then the reagent reacts with what? Water, and it forms hydrocarbon. That is a correct answer. Then I will go with the next question. The next question is, when 1 chlorobutane and 2 chloropropane are treated with the metallic sodium in ether, we get 2-methyl-hexane, 1,1-dimethyl pentane, 5-methyl-pentane or 5-methyl-hexane. So first, in the presence of ether they are told, then sodium, it is nothing but a Woods reaction. It is nothing but a Woods reaction. Okay, I will write. So first I will write 1 chlorobutane. See, 1 chlorobutane. So here I will write 1 chlorobutane, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2Cl. It is a 1 chlorobutane. Then I will write 2 chloropropane. So I will write 2 chloropropane here. It is a 2 chloropropane. In the presence of what? Sodium. In the presence of sodium with ether. Then here there will be elimination of NaCl. Then I will make it as 2 moles. Then the product will be CH3, CH2, CH2, then CH2. It is attached to CH, CH3, CH3. What it is? So we can go for highest one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2-methyl-hexane. That is nothing but 2-methyl-hexane. That is a correct answer. Is the first option is a correct answer. Then I will go with the next question, students. The next question is cycloalkane formed when 1,4-dibromopentane is heated with the sodium. Again it is a Woods reaction. Again it is a Woods reaction only. Let me write. So first see the option: methyl cyclobutane, cyclopentane, cyclobutane, methyl cyclopentane. So I will write 1,4-dibromopentane first. I will write 1,4-dibromopentane. So CH3. Okay. See, 1 bromo. I will write Br here. Then I will write 1 bromo cyclo. Sorry, 1,4-dibromo is their pentane. Okay. CH2, 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 Br, CH3. It is nothing but CH. Okay, it is nothing but CH. Okay, CH2, 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 CHBr it is. Now, if you treat with what? Sodium. Now what happens? 2 moles of NaBr comes out. Then this compound will form a cyclic. It is pentane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it will form, this will form ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1 methyl. 4. It is a 4-membered ring. It will form a 4-membered ring with methyl group. So we can go for methyl cyclobutane as a correct answer, this one. Then I will go with the last question, students. That is nothing but when neopentyl bromide is subjected to Woods reaction, the product formed is 2, 2, 4, 4 tetramethylhexane, 2,2,4,4 tetramethylpentane, 2,2,5,5 tetramethylhexane, 2,2,3,3 tetramethylhexane. Again we'll write the Woods reaction. First we'll write neopentyl bromide. Neopentyl bromide. So CH3, C, CH3, CH3, CH2, Br. It is a neopentyl bromide. I will take 2 moles. CH3, CH2, Br, CH3, CH3. So in presence of sodium, we can remove this. Then we will get the product as this in between CH2, CH2, then again CH3, 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 here also CH3, here also CH3. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2255. 2255 tetramethyl 6 carbon means hexane. Then we can go for 2255, that is option C. So these are the some important questions from haloalkanes and halorines. In the next video, I will come with some other questions, students. Bye.